I always knew silence was my greatest weapon. That night, I used it one last time. The restaurant smelled of seared steak and cheap celebration, balloons tied to chairs, laughter that didn't belong to me. It was her night, my wife's promotion dinner, her colleagues, her friends, her mask. I excused myself halfway through dessert, smiled, said I'd be right back. In the men's room, I washed my hands longer than necessary. My reflection stared back. Tired eyes, calm face. The kind of calm that only comes before something irreversible. Then I heard them. Two women entered. Their voices carried that champagne giggle, too loud, too honest. I froze inside the stall. "Poor thing," one said. "He doesn't know she's filing next week." My stomach turned. The other laughed softly. She said he'll take it well. He's too gentle to fight. Too gentle. I waited until their heels faded. Then I exhaled. Once. Slow. Like a soldier steadying his hand before pulling the trigger. When I returned to the table, she looked up, her eyes full of that trained sweetness. "Everything okay?" "Perfect," I said. I slipped a red envelope from my jacket and handed it to her. She thought it was a card. A gift. Maybe tickets to Venice, the trip we'd talked about before I became a placeholder in her life. Her smile was bright enough to make everyone at the table turn. She opened it. Read. Stopped. Her face drained color. Her fingers trembled, holding the paper like it burned. No one else understood what they were seeing, but she did, and that was enough. It hadn't started with love, not really. It started with admiration. She was sharp, ambitious, magnetic. I was the steady one, the listener, the planner, the man behind the curtain. She used to say I made her feel safe. I used to believe it mattered. But people like her, people who crave more, eventually confuse loyalty for weakness. I noticed it first in small ways. The locked phone, the late nights, the stories rehearsed too well. Then the scent, his cologne, faint on her jacket. The kind of mistake made by someone comfortable in deceit. I didn't confront her, not then. I just started watching. Every message, every transfer, every little breadcrumb she left behind, I gathered it all. I hired a discreet investigator, not to catch her cheating, but to catch her lying. There's a difference. Affairs end. Lies metastasize. By the time she filed her first document, her secret petition for divorce, I had already moved every shared account into a trust she couldn't touch. Her name had been quietly removed from every asset she thought she controlled. And the best part? She signed the transfer approvals herself months earlier, during what she believed was a refinancing. She never read the fine print. She trusted my precision. That was her first mistake. The red envelope contained a single sheet of paper, my parting gift. It wasn't angry or emotional, just one sentence. "You'll find your lawyer's copy of the prenup revision attached to the divorce petition I filed this morning." See, she thought she'd blindsided me. She didn't realize I'd updated our prenup after our last anniversary. She signed it without question, too eager to appear cooperative. Clause 7. In case of proven infidelity or fraudulent intent to conceal assets, all marital claims are forfeited. And, attached, her text messages, screenshots, photos, her college friend, her real promotion. I watched her eyes move across the words. Her lips parted. The laughter around us dimmed into confusion. "Everything okay, darling?" I asked, softly. She nodded, barely, the way a person nods when drowning. I raised my glass. To honesty. She excused herself moments later. Didn't return. By the next morning, her world had collapsed. Her accounts frozen, her job on hold, her affair public, courtesy of an anonymous tip sent to her company's ethics board. Not illegal, just inconvenient. Enough to stain her reputation. I didn't need to shout or threaten or break things. I just let truth do the heavy lifting. When she called, I didn't answer. When she texted, I replied with 3 words. Check your inbox. There she found the final document, her resignation letter, dated and ready. I'd drafted it weeks ago. All she had to do was hit send. I knew she would. People like her always do when faced with silence. It's strange, the peace that follows revenge. Not satisfaction, peace. Like exhaling after holding your breath for too many years. I didn't ruin her life. I just returned it to her, stripped of illusion. She taught me something, though. Love without respect is just slow erosion. You don't notice it until there's nothing left but bone. I walked away that night without looking back. Let the world think what it wants. The red envelope sits framed in my study now, not as a trophy, but a reminder of the cost of underestimating a quiet man, of the moment she realized, too late, that I'd stopped being gentle.